So it's Memorial Day 2019. This is the very first bed that you see as you come in. This is going to be wildflower area right here. I just took some pictures because I'm planning this strip to be wildflowers, and I need to know where the sun hits and when it's going to be under this huge sweet gum tree. In this bed here, I know it's hard to imagine, but these are mostly azaleas. Mostly. There's some Turk's cap in there, and there's one vine up there I noticed that's kind of getting big, but the rest of it, that's a huge azalea. And this here is, I believe, a Yopon holly. It may be some different kind of holly. In the back here, I've got I think it's a cherry laurel, and I think that is also a cherry laurel. And I've kind of taken on a volunteer chinkapin oak right here-ish. And the chinkapin oak is being staked right now. It was kind of falling over and it was probably going to die, and so I cut it out, pulled the vines down. It was a sapling, and it's probably put on 18 inches of growth in the last 4 months. I can't believe it. I got it at just the right time in its growth period. So yeah, go chinkapin. It's far enough back from the power lines, and I don't think it's going to suffer the same fate as these. It'll be about 10 feet further back. So here I want to meet people who come in with Pride of Barbados and Esperanza, one of my favorite combinations. Pride of Barbados and Esperanza is going to be a foil. It's going to be the backdrop. So the azaleas are going to completely take over whenever the March, April hits. I mean, they're just overpowering. This will give some color to this area during the summer, as will this Greg's Mist Flower. So in the back are 5 Esperanzas. Up front are 7 Pride of Barbados, and I think the Esperanzas are going to get massive here. But what I have found is that the Pride of Barbados gets tall quickly and then kind of levels off. These are Greg's Mist Flower. These are going to draw tons of butterflies. And the reason I wanted them kind of off the road, this is a slower road, but kind of off the road, and back here was so that guests can see the butterflies as they pull into the driveway. I can just imagine that certain times of year cars will come in this driveway and butterflies will just go, whoa. It'll be quite stunning. I needed a border for the Greg's Mist Flower. So the Greg's Mist Flower is going to get out of control. It is a native. And when I say out of control, it is rambunctious. It spreads by rhizomes, which is, this is a wall right here. That is a wall. It's not going that way. This way, the wall I created was out of Esperanza. And these are 3, what are they called? Sweet Almond Verbena. And so again, after the guests get out or they're looking at the butterflies, the Sweet Almond Verbena is just awesome. Just the smell of it, if you've never smelled it, is pretty great. This, you know, will attract about 20 different kinds of butterflies. Butterflies love it. It's an aster, and it is just a great butterfly plant. This is cigar plant. It is non-native. However, it is one of the better hummingbird plants. It was, I saw it in a demonstration garden, and it will serve as a great border. I needed a border here. I needed a border here, and I needed a border again with the mist flower coming this way. I need a thick border. I don't want it to get here. I do want it to take over this whole front area here. And then over this way, again, I want to put wildflowers. I'm unsure now that I'm seeing the amount of shade that sweet gum tree is putting out. I'm really unsure about that because wildflowers need more sun. Over here, this is coming in nicely. Salvia gregii, 7 of them right up front. Big hummingbird plant. Got one over here that, I mean, I thought this plant was going to die. I can't even believe it's doing this well, to be honest with you. You can see it's lagging behind the others. But it was planted at the same time, but the root ball fell apart. There was like one little root fiber left. I can't believe it even lived. I thought I was going to have to transplant another one. You can see the Mexican bush sage right here. So I'm a big fan of creating 2 gardens. When people are coming from one direction, they're going to see this garden. The Duranta is going to separate the other garden over here, and this adds enough height because it's planted up a few inches from the street. I don't know if you can tell that. They're planted up, I don't know, 6 inches from the street. So they add enough height that you are not going to be able to see the mist flower on this side either. And so as people come in this way, the mist flower just sort of appears with the butterflies. And then as people go this way, the Mexican bush sage appears. And it'll have its set of butterflies too, but it's really just the color contrast of the purple. You can see one in bloom here, purple and the red. You notice I got purple, red, purple. It's very much on purpose. And I've got blue and red. Now listen, I'm not a millionaire. I can't afford to just buy enough plants to fill this up. So what I've done is I've bought 5 plumbagos. Once they get big enough, which could be really quick actually. This one's not quite big enough, but a couple of these are. I'm gonna pin a branch down and I'm gonna have 11 plumbagos next year. Well, eventually this is going to be a hedge of plumbago backed by a hedge of firecracker fern. This is not the ideal environment for it. As you can see, it's kind of filtered light and it does prefer full sun, but man, it's giving it a go, isn't it? You can really see a lot of flowers here on this. Hummingbirds just love this stuff. And so eventually it will just be a hedge of red and blue. In the back here, this is much more shady. This is the sunny time for it, but it's typically shady. This is the more shady spot, and this is the least shady. You can see I've got Texas sage over here. There's kind of a little sun area right here, and then the rest is shadier. See the tropical sage, man, I put like 5 tropical sages in here. They have taken off, which is perfect. I want a mat of tropical sage here, just like I've got a mat of Turk's cap over there. That will be just phenomenal for butterflies and hummingbirds. I mean, tropical sage, it's just everywhere, and I planted like 5. Over here, there's an Easter lily right there that my wife brought home. It worked. I've got black and blue sage, and I'm kind of doing the same thing. You can see I've planted some, or pinned down some branches, and I've got some others growing back here. Eventually the black and blue sage will take over here, tropical sage here, and they'll mix together. Here comes my familia right behind these sunflower bushes.